Everything's good to go, and press the live stream button. Cool, live. Gotcha. Okay, well, hello, peoples. I don't think I'm actually streaming to anyone, and in which case that's fair, honestly. But as y'all can see, I have a new mic. I probably sound so much better than I was. Let's see. Hold on. I should be fully live and everything, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay. So let's think about this real quick. By the way, just to explain everything that's going on, I will be uploading this to YouTube still. What you're looking at right here is a note-taking software that I found called Obsidian. And I decided that jumping through a bunch of different Word documents was a bad idea. And to be totally real with you, I just don't think that. Like, here, look at this. My old use case was just jumping through all of these, like, bright Word documents with a bunch of different edited things here. And I've kind of decided that, like, I think just making a bunch of using a note taking software to get all of this down is going to be so much easier on me and everyone else involved. And it has this really cool thing where, what is it? It's graph view. Where is it? I'm pretty sure there's a graph view where it will literally show all the different connections between everything I have here. I can store like my initial what would you call it? I can store my other things in here, like not even just like text and like D&D stuff, but like images. I can store like other projects that I have in the future going on in here. There's going to be a giant map where it'll connect to everything, and I think that can be really cool eventually. But for now, there's a bit of a couple first steps to figuring out what's going on. And mainly, that is transferring all of the information into here. So I'm just going to start doing that. It's not the most glamorous job, but I really wanted to start streaming. So guess what? We're going to get all of this. Pretty much all of it. And after this point, we shouldn't see too much of anything else. And I don't know if it'll keep the highlight, like the formatting in terms of highlighting and everything like that, but this means that I would only need to have one document open, and the bitrate will be completely saved, hopefully. Or not that one. That one. There we are. So I believe this is the main narrative stuff. Yep. I'll fix the layout of all of this eventually, but for now, I think it's fine. It'll be fine. And that also means that I can probably just exit out of this. And there's also probably a way to just like connect all of these at once. And to be totally real, if I really cared about it, I would just figure it out. Okay, wait, narrative. This is narrative. This is island ideas. This is the lore document. Okay. Let's put all of this into the lore dump thing. And then I'll make a bunch of documents for pretty much everything. And then we can start actually doing what I wanted to do today, which was a bunch of organization. And I can close all of these stupid Google tabs. Alright. Then we can get rid of that. Yes. I need a new note with specifically all of these different things. So let's go encounter table. Shop table. Let's do what would you call it? What is it? Island ideas. The quest board. I'll be totally real. I'm just putting these all in here right now. I have a feeling that I'm going to get a lot farther into this, just in terms of like what I put in here and how it's organized and everything like that. But as of this moment in time, I'm kinda just gonna use this as a, oh, all of my Google tabs are in one spot kind of thing, if you get what I mean. So I have narrative, I have shop table, quest board, encounter table, island ideas, lore document, and general. All seven? Thought I had an eighth. Have the narrative. Okay, what's going on? We will save all of these. Yeah, I already did the main narrative, right? Yeah. And then lore dump, so I can have the bare minimum uh, save these documents. Let's go over to shop table and get everything. Now, it really for now, what I want to do is, like, as I said, just get everything in here. But, like, when it comes to island ideas, I want to have, like, island name, quick summary, and then a link in the island name to like an actual document that goes through all of the stuff in it. And I can just scroll through all of them, like Control F, and just find the island that I need, whatever I need it, and it'll be really easy going forward to figure out what's going on, right? It'll be the same with like the shop table where I have a bunch of shops and then a summary, and then I can just click and figure out, okay, what's here. A couple other documents I want to add is like organizations, individual characters, and stuff like that. But for now, until at least I get to a point where I can actually do all those things because I have the information to fill that out. Because yeah, as I said, I do not have the information right now to fill out those kind of things. Um, I can go into, where was I just at? Quest board, right? Um, like here, like at the top of this, I'd probably do uh class system and just go, because I'm pretty sure just by doing this, I want to go into general. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I would turn general into a sort of it. Yeah, I have a couple other ideas, like turning this general thing into a sort of like link hub of just, okay, here is where a lot of stuff is. Like this encounter table thing, like hopefully by the end of this, I just don't need to have this general tab. By the time that I get this page fully set up, or this software fully set up, I will hopefully not need any of this. But for now, all I need is just this. General, I can save this now. I can get the encounter table. Get the actual encounter table running. I should have scrolled from bottom up. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, well. Did I just... I swear to God. Going to encounter table. Excuse me. Like it, I plan on having folders. I plan on having a bunch of different documents. It's gonna be fun. Eventually, by the time I'm done with all of this, it's gonna look so much better, and it's gonna be so much easier. You have no idea. Or I guess actually, I want to go all the way down here. I don't know why I disliked seeing the word castle there. But okay. You know what? Honestly, that can be what today is. It actually fully figure out all of this stuff because I'll be totally real. I went live today without a plan. I just know that by the end of this month that I want to get everything organized so that I can actually start doing stuff. But honestly, meh, I'm kind of just hanging out. So that should be all of the Word documents. Oh, I have to. I forgot. Okay, is there? Hmm. Well, hold on. You know what's really interesting? I'm not seeing that little Microsoft Word thing. I'm just not seeing that on my screen. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where that is. Oh. I'm stupid. I don't know why it popped up on my second monitor. Okay. Now, let's do some formatting. Because obviously this looks so much worse now. Because bullet points, fun fact, don't work with this. Because I'll be real. How do I want to space out this? Because I could do like this. What is going on here? Hmm. Lord, that's. Then, it's confusing. Well, isn't that fun? I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Okay, well, let's do a bit of this stuff. Okay, we're editing the stream title of this. I completely forgot that I was not actually just editing island ideas. We are reorganizing campaign docs. The campaign docs. There we go. That's so much better. Okay. But the question is, how the hell do I fix this formatting? Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. Like it. Alright. Let's at least get this on the same page. Oh, that's how I'll do it. Oh, that's much better. Look at that. It is at least something. Alright. And then we can go here, here, and then go quest ideas. And let's do this. Oh, let's make sure I understood the rules. Oh, sorry. How's it going, Lasaro7? Oh, anti-people speech is basically. Oh God, I really need to change those rules. I think when I first started doing this stuff, I just looked up what are some rules to put in the Twitch chat to be like, yeah, just to make sure people behave. And the best thing that I can say is just, I don't know, don't hate on people. People are people, and at the end of the day, they're all trying to live their lives. And it's kind of crazy to, like, I don't know. It like encompasses stuff like racist stuff, sexist stuff, that stuff. Yeah, same as no hate speech, but like it weird. A bunch of people are really weird about like specifically hate speech, and I think just by saying, I guess I have proved the fact that it isn't actually. How would you put it? It isn't actually as simple as saying that, but it's like, hey, if you're gonna come in here and saying shit that is just anti someone, I don't really like your vibe. If that makes sense. That's the best way that I got. But anyways, how's it going? I am just here attempting to write a D&D campaign. Perfect. I'm really glad it does. Because honestly, very new to the streaming thing, as you can probably tell. But as a quick little summary of what I'm doing, basically, the entire point of this channel is to function as a creative like outlet for me to like finish this D&D campaign. It's called The Shattered Isle, and I've been working on it for about 5 years. And I have a YouTube channel. I have a bunch of summaries over there and anything like that. But I'm basically just using this, using Twitch and YouTube and all of that to just force me into making any amount of progress on what's going on, if that makes sense. But yeah, happy to have you here. Fair enough. I would be laying in bed right now if I didn't have this campaign to finish, I'll be honest. I was sitting here watching YouTube with nothing going on either until I thought, oh, I should really go live. That'd be a smart idea. Alright. I have to go through all of this stuff. Oop. Let me think. Just gotta get all of this. Oh, I have so much stuff. I need to get a system for this. Boop, boop, boop. How do I do this? Okay, that is all one island, and this is all one island. I wanna bold this. I want to bold this because these are going to be specifically island ideas. Oh, I guess I should explain the actual setting of the campaign. That would be smart. That would be intelligent. So, this campaign called The Shattered Isle is basically a collection of islands. Oh, I totally agree. But this campaign is essentially a massive collection of islands, varying in size and climate, a bunch of different all that, just spread across a giant ocean. And didn't used to be like that. Lore reasons happened, all that stuff. And the it basically what happened was a giant storm that was magically fueled basically tore a Pangea like continent to shreds, destroying the previous civilization and everything pretty much along with it. There's just some other stuff that remains. And the party is basically thrown in about 2,000 years after that, and then a little mini version of that storm happens, which just scatters all the islands again instead of destroying everything. It changes some stuff magically, climate, completely intoxicates the ocean, if that makes any sense. And yeah, and the entire setting is basically centered around that main conflict of who done it or why did it happen. And I have a few ideas as to why it happened, but as I said, this campaign's been going for 5 years, and I am basically just trying to finish it. If you honestly, I have a much better explanation for what I'm actually doing here on my YouTube channel. I don't know if I have it linked here, and if so, I'll do it later. But I am basically it. There's a bunch of stuff that I plan on doing. The first thing that I want to do this year is write a what would you call it? Basically, finish the actual campaign bits of a campaign, flesh out all the island ideas I want, flesh out the main narrative, create all the characters I want. Basically, do the like normal campaign stuff that everyone does. I want that done this year, and I'm gonna do it all here because I don't know. I think some people find it interesting, and I also plan on how do I put this? Oh, I need to add all this to dictionary again. Dang it. I basically plan on using Twitch and YouTube to just like get a bunch of ideas and feedback on what's going on. I don't really have a like party or like it. The group that I would do this with is not the best in terms of D&D stuff. So, I kind of just thought, you know what? Why not? Let's just get the entire internet on top of this. But yep, that's basically why I'm here. Man. All right. Oh, that's how I do this. Awesome. Okay, and that should be it for that. Angry Crab Island. But yeah, honestly, if you have any suggestions or ideas, it's kind of the whole reason that I'm doing this. Uh, throw it in the thing. What level campaign is this? I'll be totally real with you. What do you mean by level? Like what level the characters are starting out at, or like what like production value are we thinking? Like what do you mean by level? Boop. Hmm. Ah, I see. Honestly, it it isn't something I've thought about a ton just yet. My idea behind it is like I don't really like starting characters at level 1 pretty much ever. It feels like it's either impossible to keep the characters alive, or it feels like it's impossible to keep the characters alive. They don't really have much going on for them yet, and they overall feel a little underpowered in 5e. Yeah, 3 or 5. I'm kind of deciding on that. And in terms of end of the campaign, that kind of changes depending on honestly how much of the islands they need to how many islands they need to explore, or how many main quests they have to go through to figure out the like end goal, or to figure out hey who done it and then fight the final boss and everything. I can always artificially make that longer, but at the end of the day the entire campaign is focused around exploration, and it's kind of difficult to you know, how do I put this? It's kind of difficult to predict what level they'll end at, just because the length of this campaign is completely arbitrary. Granted, I plan on like having full documents for each individual island, and I wanted to make at minimum like 50. So there's gonna be a lot. So I can't say. I have a feeling it can be used as a short or long campaign depending, on like I guess preference. I'd say that at minimum would be like 10. See, I do like that idea. It I don't how do I put this? I don't trust my writing ability to write a god kind of figure, right? Cuz I definitely can see the storyline. It's a fair point. Uh See, my idea was like a resurfacing cult that was trying to like get power or something from like original how do I put this? Like original civilization was looking on increasing like potential or anything like that, or like increasing like getting some way to increase their power or something. Or, and that cult eventually surviving. That's also true. Yeah, it could all just be under the guise of being for a specific god, if I so choose. And I absolutely see the merit in that. I also like the idea because I had an idea right for organization that like in present day is focused entirely on like revealing the secrets of the previous civilization, and then over time as the campaign goes on, it doesn't start out this way, but it turns into an incredibly corrupt organization that it decides, oh, so they find out on their own that the civilization from past thing had figured out this way to make a lot of power, but their ritual or something exploded on them and completely shattered everything that happened. And and then slowly as the players go throughout their thing, they realize, oh, these were experiments done by this organization in secret or anything like that. Like it's how basically I can reason to the party that this organization got by for so long, because it was genuinely like just a completely neutral, like scholarly force in the world. And I don't know. I think that storyline could be really interesting. I haven't written any of that down yet. Honestly, it a lot of what you're seeing right now, like on the screen, has been mostly it's stuff that I have written down over the last 5 years, and is just a complete mess of stuff. Like I have old campaign rules that I really don't agree with anymore. It these island ideas that I've been slowly going through as I've been talking, there's like a giant block of text that like stretches on for I think 5 pages down here that is all just one old island idea. Let's see, like the main narrative, I have like an opening monologue and stuff, but there's just like a bunch of old campaign notes down here that I plan on transforming. Like it this month specifically, the only real thing I plan on doing is just organizing all the information so that it looks presentable, and then next month really going into it. The ritual may have shattered the gods, so maybe the goal of it was to kill the god, so the players could possibly save the god as their final mission, like to prevent the island god's complete destruction. I could see that. I like that idea. Here, hold on. Uh, I've been meaning to do this for a while, anyways. Let's just go. Uh, Concepts. This way we can just throw in a real quick. Uh, yeah. Ritual may have shattered the god, so maybe the goal of it was to kill the god, so like the players could have possibly have saved the god as their final mission, like to prevent the island gods from complete destruction. I get you. I That could also open up to idea of there are a bunch of different fragments of the god lying around, and it's what's causing all of these different like elemental crazy things. That's also true. I do like that. I can just decide whether the final boss is the god or not if he's like angry or something. But like using that idea of the ritual was meant to like take over the position of God for like it these people on this Pangea like continent were like, okay, we need it we have gotten to the point where we are so successful enough that we can challenge the god of our own world, and this ritual magic that they used just shattered the god and it turned into a whole calamity, and that the reason that all of the different islands have different climates and stuff is that there are just pieces of that old god just residing inside each of the islands somewhere, and it's what's making pretty much everything go haywire. I like that idea. I like it a lot. Okay. You know what? I need to write that down. Could how do I write that down? 2,000-year-old ritual could be could be a way to fight their own god in pursuit, gaining full control over the plane, causes the god and the fabric of reality itself to shatter, completely rewriting 200. That is 200, not 2,000. I kind of need that to be 2,000. 2,000-year-old ritual could be a way to fight their own god in pursuit of gaining full control over the plane, causes the god and the fabric reality itself to shatter, completely rewriting physics of all the landmass and shattering it and then spreading it throughout the ocean. Then add a little thing here. Could be why the islands all have different climates and rules. Okay, yeah. I'm going to keep this in the concepts thing. I really like the idea. I don't know if I'll go with it yet because there are a billion different ways to go, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. You know what? Here, hold on. I'm going to be crediting people for this. Lizart 7. Okay. There you go. You now officially have a credit within the campaign. Congrats. Now back to reformatting Island. Okay, I actually got pretty far. No problem. I personally believe in crediting the people that do the work on the things that you do, and I really dislike it when people take that kind of stuff for granted. It's why I kind of thought it'd be cool to do a Twitch and YouTube channel like surrounding this entire thing. Because that way, whatever ideas that other people come up with that I do think are like cool or interesting, I can credit them and it'd be like a crowdsourced campaign. Something interesting that I'd like to think about. I'll sort this all out eventually. Do you have a necromancy island? I kind of had an idea for something like that. Hold on. It of the island ideas that I have, I think I have like 10 or something that I know that I want to eventually make into concepts. Oglio is like a touristy island that was like used as a vacation resort for nobles that through the second little mini storm just like had like just got completely frozen over with the glacier just sat on top of it. Osna was the volcano island. The heavy mist one. Grand Bazaar was that main trade hub. Wingorg was the agricultural base island. Uh, right, yeah, and knock. I it closest thing I think I have to that is the like weird trope where like somebody starts cloning himself with some sort of weird like some magic item or anything like that, and the clones get out of control. They all start to massacre each other, and then at the end, there's one person standing, and they have no idea whether they're a clone or not. I thought about turning that into an island idea where the party just like stumbles upon it like a couple hundred years after the massacre happened. And the one clone that escaped the massacre went and had a family and just never told anyone. So there are like all of the same corpses spread throughout the island, but I don't know if there's like I think actually you have given me an idea now that I think about it. Hold on. Where do I want to add this? Because I do really like the idea of an island where because of the Magistorm thing, people just can't die. It may not be like specifically ghosts, but it would be like, hold on, let me just find a space to start writing. Um, let's go Undeath Island. Insert name here. Orbits. Stereotypical island. Island, but you can't die. Basically. It would be like a kind of thing where just anytime anyone would die due to like natural causes or like murder or drowning or anything like that, any sort of accident or death or anything like that, they just get resurrected pretty much immediately. And it turns into this like really weird nightmare scenario where people are just like diving off cliffs because they want to feel what it's like, and people turn into adrenaline junkies and stuff. And then eventually and the party kind of has to deal with that in some way, shape, or form. I like the idea a lot, actually. Hmm. How would I want to do it though? Yeah. Hmm. I don't know if I'd want to like. Would adding more rules about childbirth be specifically? Overpopulate, so child is like the biggest. Oh yeah, I get you. I didn't explain this earlier, but like the you know how like big magic storm, like little magic storm. I've been calling them greater and lesser magic storm in the notes, so I'm just gonna keep calling them that here. It I've been kind of thinking like I might like when the lesser magic storm happens to the party, I'm gonna go through a whole spiel of like, hey, what is the party doing before this happens? I was thinking about adding a time skip between Lesser Magistorm happening and when the party wakes up. Like, I'm thinking anywhere between like 2 weeks to like 3 months. And in that time, I could go like a year if I really wanted if I wanted the rules to develop that far to where like on this island, childbirth is like completely not a thing you can do. But like I also like the idea that people can still age. So you're getting an old person who is like dying every 5 minutes and getting resurrected and just cannot leave the mortal realm. I don't basically the overpopulating thing would have to decide on how long I'm giving this island to develop before the party sees it. I could always I have thought about having a running timer like on the campaign of like keeping track of how many days the players have spent in this world, and the islands will change over time depending on how much time the party does spend. So I like the idea of that being like a time gated thing, where if the party doesn't find this until like 6 months in like 6 months like in game time in the journey, it then we start experiencing the problems of like overpopulation and all of that. Or like if somebody has a child, it is sent to another island. Because these islands are close enough where it's like 3 days to a week's journey, right? They're kind of scattered everywhere. And you're heavily disincentivized to add a child. And if it's long enough, people will start moving here and it'll become incredibly overpopulated. But yeah, I really like the idea. Hold on, I gotta write all this stuff down. Sorry for the chair, by the way. I've been meaning to get a new one. It screams at me every time I move. Hmm. What are we thinking? So, um, we could go like small village on the island. Uh, I want this to be like a really small island. Small residential island. Maybe like I like the idea of like 50 residents. A very small. It like not even like town, but like colony type thing, where this is just a thing. Like very small residential island, 50 residents. Very small residential island, 50 residents. Oh right, I need to do this so it's a thing. Um, Very small residential island, 50 residents. After the Magistorm. Before lesser Magistorm. Completely normal. Completely normal. After Lesser Magistorm. A rule of undeath. Rule of undeath was established on the island. People cannot die, no matter the method of execution. You automatically revive. Within, we're gonna say like 5 to 10 minutes. Automatically revive within 5 to 10 minutes. Regardless. Automatically revive within 10 minutes if you do die. If you die. I like the idea that there's a lore reason where the more you die, the more you lose yourself. I mean, when we think about like death just in terms of our own standards, like constantly dying and coming back, it feels like just going into it. I would imagine it would be like just going into a coma for 10 to 15 minutes over and over again. I mean, you have to gradually start to lose yourself the more it goes on. So, I mean, we could just have that be like the main driver of these people are slowly going insane because they refuse to leave the island to die. Very small residential island, 50 residents. Before Lesser Magistorm, completely normal. After Lesser Magistorm, rule of undeath established on the island. People cannot die on the island. A matter of execution. You automatically revive within 5 to 10 minutes if you die. Then I need to add a little thing. Depending on time, on party's time of arrival. Well, either. I'm thinking like early into the campaign, the party gets to this point. Because for like my encounter table, it's like all it is just like words and stuff. I haven't actually figured out what any of these words even mean. But like when we're going into island ideas, I like the idea of on the encounter table, I roll a specific number and it's like these guys come across a random island. If they just like go off into the distance and don't have a specific like destination in mind. So I like the idea of them just randomly coming across this one time. So yeah, and I also think that how would I put this? Having like different islands being in different states depending on like time of arrival. Like we'll say depending on if it's in the initial year or after the initial year. We could have like uh we could go in the first year. You see a lot of adrenaline. A lot of people are adrenaline junkies. First year, a lot of people are adrenaline junkies. Repeatedly jumping off cliffs and the like to pursue death. Second year, or in like after a year, accelerated aging might be a cool thing to play with here. It's like in how do I put this? Like basically in recommendation for this. Okay, I think they're gone. That's fine. I'm still gonna credit them with this. Well, I'm gonna keep writing this because it was a good idea. Very small residential island, 50 residents. Before Lesser Magistorm, completely normal. After Lesser Magistorm, rule of undeath established on the island. People cannot die on the island no matter the method of execution. Automatically revive within 5 to 10 minutes if you die. Depending on time of arrival, either in the first year, a lot of people are adrenaline junkies, repeatedly jumping after year. Accelerated aging is widespread. And there are many senior people who refuse to leave the island. Leave the island. After a year, accelerating aging is widespread. There are many senior people who refuse to leave the island because if they do, they would, well, die. And then for like quest ideas, I could maybe do like I like the idea of them finding like an old person who is like elderly, like rich elderly person funds an expedition directly to the island, hearing of the fable behind it. That is behind. The fable behind it, in the hopes of finding the secret to immortality. Shenanigans ensue. Party could also just come across the island. Across the island randomly. And it's just a moral thing, I guess. Okay, cool. Back to formatting. Oh, right, and I need credit Lissart 7 again. Lissart. Yo, thanks for the follow. I don't know who did. I don't have any alerts or anything because I just started streaming like last week, but thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Credit Lissart. 7. For the idea. Oh. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Real quick question for you. Do you have any idea what's going on here? Did you just stumble upon my stream, or are you from the very small YouTube channel that I've created? Hello, hello. All right. This art. For the island idea. All right. Eventually, these will all become their own individual documents, and then the credit system will make a lot more sense. And then for now, I'll just have credit here. Oh, fun. Okay, so as a little bit of a, how do I put this? So to explain a little bit what's going on here, what I'm doing here is basically writing a D&D campaign, and Uh, I I've had a D&D campaign in the back of my head for like 5 years. And basically, I'm using Twitch and YouTube to just force myself into actually finishing this stuff. Credit Lizard 7. And honestly, I'm doing this just to like shamelessly steal ideas from Twitch and YouTube. So here I am. Right now, I have basically taken everything that I have written down for this campaign, just like into this specific software called Obsidian, and I'm just reformatting it so it actually looks good. But if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I will be here for a while. All right. Hello, new viewer. Thanks for joining. All right. Let's see. Time to going back to fixing formatting, because there's a lot of it wrong. Bam, 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 bam. Just write D&D campaigns. It honestly, my only experience in creative writing is specifically this. And I'll be totally real with you. I spend so much of my time just watching YouTube and stuff that I really just needed something to do other than that to get like the creative juices flowing, you know? Like, I plan on eventually, like, pursuing 3D modeling and 3D printing when it comes to this thing, and it just overall expanding my skill set, if that makes sense. Like, it, on my YouTube channel, it's called the Project Shattered Isle, and that's the name of the campaign, by the way, Shattered Isle. And it basically has an entire like timeline of what I want to eventually accomplish with this campaign. So yeah, if that makes sense. I'm just a dude who has a little bit too much time on his hands. Hmm? Let me think. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh yeah, I guess I should probably explain the setting now that there is another new person here. Basically, the entire story of the island so far is 2,000 years ago there was a Pangea-like continent. Yeah, I should probably do that. I should do that at some point. You know what? After this stream, I'll figure it out. But anyways, story for this campaign: 2,000 years ago, Pangea-like continent sat on an oceanic campaign. Really big magical fueled like calamity storm happened, shattered the entire place into smithereens, and 2,000 years later, we're in the present. New species have inhabited all of the islands, and party has come in. They're introduced. A lesser version of that same calamity happens again with no obvious cause. We have a time skip of like 2 weeks to 3 months to maybe a year, depending on if I anywhere between like 2 weeks and a year. Haven't decided where that is yet. And after that happens, what we have is how do I put this? After that happens, Lesser Master Storm happens. Party wakes up, and the whole like crux of the campaign is just finding out. Like Party is figuring it out. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. Don't worry about it. Anyways, Party it like gets back on their feet after showing up at this like random residential island just out of the blue, with like a few other NPCs that I'm gonna create later. And then they head to like a big like trading hub. They find out that people are looking for the cause as to why this happened. That's crazy. And I'll put in a reward or something. I have the idea of maybe doing like either a world government type thing or like a military force that's like looking at it. But either way, the entire crux of the campaign will be like, hey, go explore all the islands that have been completely irreversibly changed by this magical inhabiting thing. And that's honestly about it. I have like a couple ideas of like why it all happened. Like there's an idea in my head of like previous civilization caused it in like pursuit of power, or it maybe I could do like an old god kind of thing. But you know, it like I can do like an angry old god kind of thing that was like, oh, these people are getting too intelligent, I need to reset the world again, and this is just a precursor to that, and the party has to fight God. You know, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's about where I'm at. Man, I really should put the YouTube channel in the description. I know I have the Twitch channel in the description on the YouTube video, but meh. All right, here's the fun bit. I think I started this one already. Yeah. Yay, formatting. We love doing that. We love formatting. It's so fun. All right. Um, boop, 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 boop. All right. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, if you do have any ideas on, like, just anything pretty much. I've made a D&D monster just for fun. Would you like to hear about it? I mean, honestly, I have nothing better to do. Shoot it. Shoot. Go ahead. Fair enough. I won't say no to free ideas. I will credit you, though, as I've done for the other two things. So, yeah, shoot, go for it. I'm all ears. All I'm doing is going to be reformatting. Oops. I don't need more of these just yet. Boop, boop. Approaching. Or I guess I actually need to do this. I have a concepts page for a reason. Man, it's hilarious. I get viewers that'll talk to me for the first time once I finally start it, once I have a good mic. It's awesome. Trust me, if you had seen the stream, you know what? Watch back any of my streams for like 5 minutes. You'll see how bad my mic quality was before this. Forest nymphs, and I know it doesn't sound scary first, but their other name is okay, okay, I'm listening. Look, forest nymphs can be very scary. Carnivorous trees that slowly digest. Slowly digest their prey inside of them. Do very highly addictive fruits to attract people. Trap them between the bark and wood, and only their eyes are visible from the nymph's eye. Eye holes that the nymphs are made of hollow bark. They cry blood as they slowly die inside of a tree. Interesting. Huh. I think I might have a use for something like that. It as I was like writing the like as I was thinking up the like main narrative for the campaign so far, like it like when it comes to like very heavy magical saturation, it a lot of very weird things happen to vegetation. So I kind of like the idea that it like I kind of like the let's see. Like I had an idea for like an island that I could repeatedly use because having an island in a campaign that I could like use repeatedly for like slower sessions are always nice. It's why I have like the checkpoint island idea that's like up here somewhere. And I think I was thinking about maybe having like a magically altered forest, kind of, if that makes sense. Like an island that was uninhabited before, but attackers of the group would be weak to fire and use magic spells as attacks using spells like such as spells like Thorn Web. No, I get you. I get you. Yeah, no, and I could place like if I have like a in magically enchanted like forest type thing that it's like, wow, this is so crazy or anything like that. Oh right, this is the really long one. Okay, wait, what? This would have been nice if I'd known about this. Okay, whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking that like here, hold on, concepts, uh, magical forest island, uh, that magical forest island that was previously uninhabited. Um, uninhabited now is full of magical creatures born from different plants and animals. Uh, And then I could have a creature list under here. And then I could have, what is it? Forest nymphs slash blood trees. Just really quickly, I just need to read all this and get a quick summary of it all. Oh, you have art of the tree? Jeez. Um, hmm. That'll be tough. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna get a summary down to this and then I'll think about that issue because at present I have no social media or anything. And honestly, most of the art that I was planning on using this campaign, I was either going to commission for my own use, make myself, or something else, or like credit like other people. So if you have like art for it or something, I'm down to use it. The problem is that I don't have any social media accounts or anything where you could like send it and it not be like posted everywhere. like it like honestly, the idea of making money off of this is like kind of crazy to me in the first place. So the idea of like getting art for like the only time I will ever use art in a way that is not like completely above the books is if it's AI art, and in which case I don't really care. The computer program can cry me a river. Forest nymphs, blood trees, dryad like type creatures, uh, treant type creatures that trap prey inside their trunks and slowly digest them alive. Attack as a group using magical spells, and tree branches. Yeah, one of these days I'll make a social media account for all that stuff, and once I do, I will honestly anybody could send me art, and I'd probably just use it. The less that I have to make myself, the better. So it like having an image here of that would honestly be pretty awesome. But okay, that could work. All right, back to island ideas because I gotta make sure the formatting looks decent. Oh, this isn't gonna be fun. All right. But yeah, honestly, thank you a lot for all the ideas. It isn't like I know it doesn't probably feel like much because all you're doing is like adding like one island idea or anything like that. But it honestly, the every little bit helps, and every little bit gets the campaign just a little bit closer to being finished. Yeah, Discord. That would be smart. I at least have an account for that one. I might make a Discord eventually. In fact, that might be something that I do after this stream. Just make a really quick Discord server. I haven't made a Discord server in ages. Yeah, well, it's something that I probably should do if I'm going to be shamelessly stealing art from a bunch of my viewers. So, necessary evil. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I really should. Yeah, I'll make a Discord server sooner or later. And then, okay, I guess first step is to link my YouTube channel in the Twitch subscription description. That might be a better idea. Can I do that? Community, channel, manage goals, screamers, other safety chat. Well, I'll add the description into it at some point. That's something I do when I'm not live. All right. Let's see. How is this all different? How? What? Like, I'll be totally honest. Like, in the Word document that these were all in, they were all formatted the exact same way. It's a good point. I don't plan, like, the only. What I'm essentially planning on doing with this campaign is, like, making basically, like, a master document for me to use, right? That's going to be the entire process. And that entire process, like, the most culmination that I might do is, like, if you've ever watched Doug where he has, like, the AI viewers, like, play through a stream, like, have the viewers, like, talk through text to speech and, like, play through an entire stream. uh it it would basically be like kind of like that, where I would like use viewers to like play through them as characters, like we go through a scenario with an island or anything like that. The only money that I would ever be making is like normal through like Twitch and YouTube stuff, right? Ad revenue, uh subscribing, Twitch Prime, stuff like that. I don't plan on doing anything else with this. I don't feel like selling a source book with like a bunch of stolen art from a bunch of different people or anything like that. I think that that is super cringe. Uh so I think that honestly, if I if this project does go all the way, which I really hope it does, I am very much banking on it at the very least. There is no real way that I would use the viewers' art. And for one, I would absolutely make sure that on every single piece of art, I would have some sort of. I would have a watermark there or a credit to your username, Twitch username specifically, or if you have another username you want to use, I'd ask you then. I totally agree with you. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah. I mean, it honestly, it if you commission the art, then it is entirely up to you on what exactly I would do with it. To be totally real with you, until I start running the campaign, what would happen is you would send me an image of the art, I would download the image, it would go into an images file. Uh it would go into an images file in here, and then I'd look at it sometimes and reference it whenever I'm doing this, and that's about it. It would show up on stream a lot, and I'd make sure to I guess I'd credit both you, the owner, and the artist who made it. I would have to do both of those. Yeah, basically. That would be how I would do it. I would make sure to have a credit of the art. I would have the artist's signature on it or whatever, and I would have a credit to who gave it to me to specifically use. That way, there's no funny business that can be had with this stuff, right? If that makes sense. Oh, that's okay. There we go. That'll be much easier. Perfect. I wouldn't have to scroll nearly as long. As long. Oh, that's so nice. I had no idea that this is what I was doing. Oh man, this is going to be so much easier to look through now. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, honestly, once I do get a Discord server set up, which I will, I think that that is honestly really important to what I'm going to be doing. So I'll make sure to get that done, like whenever I have time. Uh, I'm gonna have like a server where you can just send in art and a little blurb of an idea. And oh, is it lagging? Hold on. What is going on? Why is my stream lagging? Do I have too many tabs open? Maybe. Hmm. I don't think so. Hold on. Yeah, again, I'll be real. I don't. It might just be you. I don't notice anything on my end. You know what? New viewer, someone who just popped in. There's another one of you. Is the stream lagging? Because or Lizard or whatever is saying that it is lagging, and I want to make sure it is not on my end. It is on their end or some other thing. You don't have to put much in the thing, just like a quick, is it lagging or not for you? And if you don't want to answer, that's also fine. I'll just what do it? Just accept the fact that I will never know, if that makes sense. Mm, yeah, it. I'm not seeing anything specific. I'm not getting any alerts or anything on my end, so it might just be yours. But you know what? I hope it gets better either way. Hmm. Can I like change the? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Ah, it's misspelled lizard. Okay. Jamillery lost. Okay. Keep that in mind. Store that somewhere next to the art or anything. And then once I make a Discord server, just post it through there. I'll recognize your username at this point. We've talked for long enough. And I'll make sure to add it into the like images file that I'll have over here, and make sure everything is included, including you owning the art, giving it to me, and the artist themselves who drew it. Because I refuse to do that. I refuse to not give the artist what they're doing because otherwise that's pretty bullshit. Oh, mm-hmm. All right. All right. Okay. And now this is the part where I have to go through all of the information that's here and then shrink it down on my own time. But, or not on my own time, I will also be doing this on stream. But that is a stream after I get everything organized so that it doesn't look like an absolute mess. Right? So for now, we're going to move on to something else, which is probably I think shop table, quest board, and encounter table are all fine for now. I think what I have to do is go through the lore dump in the oh, I forgot. Sunken is the original name of the campaign. And Archipelago is also an original name for the campaign. I've gone through a lot of names, trust me. Okay. All right. But yeah, I do have quite a bit of lore already prepared for the campaign. Like I have like the reasons for pretty much everything existing. Like how do I put this? Like I have like a lot of the lore in terms of like ways to find information about the previous civilization, and I have a lot of like specific tidbits, especially with like specific islands and stuff. The real problem that I am having right now, and it is going to be very apparent as my journey in content creation and this goes on further, is that the main narrative, like the actual story structure that I'm going off of, like, okay, what exactly happened 2,000 years ago? Who caused that entire thing? It basically, I have to, I before I do anything, which honestly the original um what was it? What was I saying? I just completely spaced out. Jesus Christ. Okay, I am going to get some water real quick. I know I have a water bottle around here somewhere. Sorry if my chair screams while I'm moving around. What's going on? Um, hmm. Come in different sizes. Okay, I'm going to move this so that that's not as bad. And I really need to figure out where my water bottle went. Alright, I am going to be right back. I will be right back, just grabbing some water. Okay. All right. This is your reminder to also drink some water because it's really important to do that. You should always be drinking water. It's good. Let me think. Services are pricey as hell. All that stuff. Okay. So world building. Right. This mechanics thing. We're gonna add a new note, and we're gonna call it stat blocks. And anything that I see up until now, I think I was on the lore dump one. Yeah. Anything that I see that should be or like anything that should absolutely be like just a stat block somewhere or anything like that. It's like any stats that I have come up with. It they should all be moved into the stat blocks tab. And then I can take them out of here. So honestly, I do not need a mechanics tab here. Boop boop boop. Boop boop boop. Yeah, this activation phrase stuff I'll change around. It's going to be a little harder to change around now that it's all like this, but you know, yeah. That's something that is future Zol's problem. Alright. Two known kinds of runes, primary and secondary. Alright. This is all awesome. But oh yeah, speaking of, I made an entire magic system for this. This is not one of my smartest things that I've ever done, I'll be honest. It is definitely something that should not have ever come across my mind, but now I think it is just cool enough that it should stay in the campaign. It basically it's like a rune type thing where you can carve like these symbols into different like inanimate objects and it'll have certain functions happen. And I'll be real, these are all the different like, or not all of them. There are quite a few of them, but I have come up with a lot of different like specific runes that'll each act on the object in different ways, and then combining them will have the object like they'll interact in different ways depending on the form of the object and everything like that. It is a very interpretation based system, and yeah, nice is a word for it. I would definitely put it as overconfident. It was a very overconfident thing to do. This is something that I definitely am not lacking confidence in. That's for sure. But I need to, one, find much better names for these. I'll be real. And two, I need to add a few more of them. And three, for the process that this requires, which was a specific ceremonial carving knife, I want to take out the activation phrase because that is something that like pretty much everybody in the party would have to know, and I don't really like that. I'm thinking of maybe adding like a you have to use your life force to do it, and like each use of the knife like either like specifically drains your HP or like just like drains your HP pool, or you like specifically take points off of your max HP to do this kind of thing. Where's my water? God damn it. There we go. I'm gonna set that up there for now. But yeah, I don't know which direction I'll go with it just yet. I'm kind of debating on which one I really feel like doing, but yeah, that's something that I'll figure out eventually once all this formatting work is done and the main story is done. Oh, there we are. This is the fun part. You know, we're gonna go this. Wave cruisers. So, okay. What were wave cruisers again? This was something that I think I thought up at like, excuse me, 3 a.m. or something like 2 years ago. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, right. It was a way to simulate ship combat because that's was going to be a big part of this, right? Well, I'm going to keep it in because honestly, I do think it's cool, but we'll see. We will see. Um, boop 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 boop. Boop 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 boop. Oh, one back, and then boop boop boop. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. All of that block, all of those blocks of text, all just nothing. Isn't that awesome? It's the same with this. Like, isn't that awesome? That's cool as hell. Need to separate these out a bit more. It is definitely not the best looking thing in the world, but by God. I might need to go to sleep. Fair enough. Trust me, I'm used to streaming to no viewers. I'm not worried about it at all. Have a good night. I'll be here. Alright. Isn't that all done? That's awesome. I love to see it. Bye. Okay, well. Okay, Island Ideas and Lore Dump. Let's go. Main narrative. I don't like where we are. So let's go here. Mm-hmm. Uh, you know what? I personally believe that sleep is really important, and I think that prioritizing getting enough sleep over watching this random ass dude fail at creative writing is pretty important. So, I personally am in favor of you going to sleep because I think it's important. But if you don't have to get up early tomorrow morning and you do not feel tired, then you don't necessarily have to. I'm not your dad or your mom. I'm not either of those things. Okay. I see. Well, when do you have to get up in the morning? That's the biggest question you got. Yeah. At the end of the day, it is a lot more important to get the right sleep. See ya. I'll still be here. Till the end of time, probably. This is never getting done. Jesus Christ. Bye. Boop, 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 boop. I am very. Thanks for chatting. Hmm. Alright. Alright. And now. Okay. That is even more stuff I have to organize later. Okay, so Lore Dump is summarized enough. Main narrative is at the same point. Quest board, okay. I don't. How do I. Let me think. Stain C. Counter table. Yeah. Hmm. I can talk to the YouTube peoples that'll watch this. Oh, sorry about that. Did not mean to knock that. But anyways, how are y'all doing? You just watched me eventually organize this entire thing. Who knows, honestly. Okay, is this fine? No, it is not. Alright. I am gonna organize these. But, eh. Who knows? Honestly, I will probably just... I'm probably going to edit all of this so much over this last bit, but I need to make sure that it is organized so that it doesn't look awful. The general... Alright. Actually... And then... Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? We love to see it. We love to see me learning how to actually use the software that I've got. Isn't that awesome? Alright, so now that I'm done talking to a person that'll actually talk back to me, YouTube people, what did you think of the ideas? What did you think of the new intro video? I know that I personally like it quite a lot more. I think that I hit on my points a lot better, and I think I hit on my um yeah, I hit on all my points a lot better. The quality was a lot better. I think that overall I did so much better on that one. Script was better, everything. Everything. I liked it so much more. But what did you guys think? I honestly might just straight up be wrong. And that's also fine. But I personally think that I did a much better job. And I wanted to thank y'all for supporting everything that's been happening. It's been a bit of a journey so far figuring out what's exactly happening, but you know, it's been a whole thing. Been a whole thing. Well, I don't actually need this now, do I? I just have links to the encounter table. Honestly, these can get copied and moved into the encounter table. There's no point for them to be here. Bam. And I can just... Yeah. But yeah, no. It, in terms of ideas that... What is going on here? Yeah, in terms of new things that have happened, there has, I mean, honestly, mostly has just been finding out about this service. I'm really liking it so far. I think that Obsidian is definitely going to make my life so much easier. Like, honestly, in the first few streams that you guys saw, it not only was, again, mic quality awful, But I was having to swap through a bunch of Google Word documents and a bunch of this other stuff, and I am just so happy that I do not have to do anything anymore for that. I can just be happy, honestly. Well, I can't wait for that to happen. Can't wait for all this to happen. Oh yeah, in terms of more plans that I have, I plan on going into detail, having like a little like I'm gonna have a folder under this, right? In fact, I'll create it right now. Encounter table, descriptions, and it like I'm going to have like basically for every single one of these, I'm gonna have a stat block. For every idea that I have, I am going to have just a stat block that I can go into here. I'm going to click on, and it for one, I'm changing a lot of these. Water supply gets destroyed. How? Just water supply gets destroyed? Really? Like, come on. But I plan on adding just a little blurb for every single one of these. Just so that I can click on it, I know what's going to happen, and I can run it in the actual campaign, right? So that'll be fun, right? Honestly, I'll keep the rules. I don't like them. I'm not going to like the rules at all. But I think that having a rules tab here will be good. Honestly, I think the real thing here is that there isn't going to be a general tab at eventually. This is going to turn into essentially what is going to be a its own document. Like I'm gonna have a rules tab. I'm gonna have a class thing. I'm gonna have a whole document going into what each class can do and the expected thing and all of that. I'm going to have all of the rules when it comes to that. This is basically this entire section is going to be its own document, like down to here. And then essentially, I won't need these links anymore or any of this. Like, hold on, I can just get rid of this. And this boat stats tab, I literally have a stat blocks tab. Like, this isn't difficult. Back to here. Like, I'll just be able to, like, immediately go into a ship combat tab and just do all this. It's going to be so much easier. So much easier. But we'll see. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else that I want? I like having all the different levels. I might have a bunch of links up here just going to these specifically. Honestly, these are pretty much all going to turn into folders. Like the encounter table description, what is going to be in here is just a bunch of different descriptions for these. Like the encounter table will be like one of the few things that are going to be on the top. Main narrative might be the top because it's just going to be one long document because it's going to be a story that I'm following on basically. I'll have a little tracker that just tracks wherever the party is. Like the quest board is honestly when I go into island ideas and I have these quest ideas, there's no longer going to be these. It for one, all of the island ideas, it's just going to turn into island documents, and it's going to be a folder as well. Shop table is going to be a folder as well. I'm going to have a folder for each of these. Oh yeah, and by the way, the specific reason for why I have a document for shop tables is because I really hate having to do shops in D&D. I really dislike that because specifically the party will always it just no matter where they are, if I say there is a shop in the area, they're going to go and check the shop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether there is a time like sensitivity thing going on or if there's anything else. That is the only thing that is going to matter. And honestly, I'd rather not deal with that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the whole idea of it. It sucks and I hate it. So, I like the idea of having a table where I can basically go, okay, if I have a. Oh, geez. That's a lot of noise happening in the background. Like, if I have just like a table that I can look at and be like, okay, what's here? And it. Oh, right. Yeah, I need to have that. Whatever. But yeah, I hate it. I hate not having something to just come up with on the spot because I have to go through like, oh, what could be here, and it is the same conversation every 3 minutes. But okay, I think that is it. Yeah, I've kind of gotten to the point where everything is organized. And you know what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna end stream here. I have been streaming for about an hour 41 now. I am getting just a little bored. And I will, you know what? I might just stream again later tonight if I come up with more ideas or get the motivation to go and tackle this entire thing. Because this is the next thing, by the way. I know I said that this was the next thing last time that I streamed, but this is the actual next thing this time. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Actually, I won't be talking to you all later. I have to open up this. All right. I will talk to y'all later.